Welcome to Yoga with Dagny. I'm so happy that you're here to practice with me today. For today's practice, to begin with, you can have your mat coming out from the wall. Eventually, we're going to want a wall that is the long ways. If you have a solid wall, that's much better. I happen to have a lot of windows in here, so I don't have a solid wall, but I'm going to make do with my windows. You'll also want to have 2 yoga bricks and a belt. And we're just going to begin today with lying over our bricks to open up our chest and our hearts. A lot of our practice today will be twisting, because tomorrow is the first day of spring. And twisting really actually helps to cleanse the liver, which springtime is the best time to do that. And it helps us to cleanse ourselves, not only physically from toxins in the environment, but also emotionally from things like resentment. And it helps us to move into forgiveness, forgiveness of ourselves, forgiveness of others. So we'll be twisting today to cleanse ourselves on a physical level as well as an emotional level. But we're going to begin with a little heart opening. So I would like you to take your lower brick the flat, long way. I'll just show you from the side. Your upper brick is going to be medium height, and you'll just come and settle yourself down by laying your shoulder blades right over the lower brick and your head right on the upper brick, and just taking a minute to see that the shoulder blades are fully on the brick and the base of the skull is fully supported, and then just allowing your chest to drape open, your heart to drape open over the support, arms out to the side, knees bent to begin with. Maybe press into the feet and lengthen the tailbone to lengthen the lower back, and feel the firmness of your shoulder blades on the back, and energetically the shoulder blades are moving down toward the heels as the breastbone is lifting up toward the chin, and your chin drops down to your sternal notch. And then just bring your feet together with bent knees. And when you're ready, just let the knees splay out to the side into a supported Supta Baddha Konasana. And just let your heart and your hips begin to settle open. Maybe close your eyes. Then take a couple of beautiful green, springtime, beautiful green breaths right into your heart center. And as you inhale, just feel your entire heart center, the entire chest just rise up with beautiful green energy of springtime love. And then as you exhale, just soften the heart center, letting go of any pain there, any bitterness, any resentments. Just a few breaths like that, inhaling, visualizing that beautiful early spring green, filling yourself with that beautiful green breath, and exhaling completely, allowing yourself to just soften and settle into your practice. And with your exhalations, just soften your face, soften the creases around your eyes and mouth. And then inhaling your arms up to the ceiling, plug the arm bones into their sockets, get hold of your elbows, inhale your elbows up and exhale them over the crown of your head. And just let the shoulders also open here for a moment, allowing them to settle back. Couple more big breaths into the heart center. And on your next exhalation, just release your arms out to the sides, all the way out. And then inhale the knees back together. And then just exhale, roll softly off your supports. And we're just gonna come flat on the back with our knees bent. And just see if you can put your feet as wide as your mat with bent knees. Feet right about under the level of the knees. Arms out to the sides. And then we're gonna windshield wiper away the springtime rain. So we'll exhale and drop the knees off to the right. And then when you're ready, you'll inhale them to the center and exhale them off to the left. And I'll mirror you now. So basically, when you're inhaling, you're gonna come to the center. When you're exhaling, just drop off to the side. And just do this with your breath. Big breaths, inhaling up. Exhaling, dropping off. Slowly with your breath from side to side. Keep your feet at the edges of the mat as you do this practice. And everyone meeting when you're ready with the knees dropped off to the left. Once you've landed there, take your left heel right on top of your right knee as a little weight or lever to stretch the hip a little further. Breathing into any tightness. Releasing the foot down, inhaling to the center, exhaling opposite side. This time, right ankle on top of left knee as a little weight. Opening the hips, opening the heart. Opening into this moment where everything is absolutely okay right here, right now. Releasing the foot, inhaling up to the center. And you can exhale and just hug the knees into the chest. And just give them a little rock and roll from side to side. Excellent. And then dropping the feet, get hold of your belt. We're going to do a nice twisting practice with our belts. So you're going to loop your left foot with your belt and straighten the belt up. See that your arms are fully straight and you're just gently holding the belt with your hands. Extend your right leg and just begin to open and stretch the left leg. Good. Couple breaths, really filling out the back of that hamstring by taking the front of your leg toward the back of the leg. And then when you're ready, just start to roll that leg out. So from the top of the thigh, roll it out, turn the toes out, hold the belt up nice and high, and bring the right arm out to the side. Big breath in, and on the exhale, slowly lower that leg out to the side. You can rest the elbow once you get far enough. Keep rolling that leg open. Try to ground through this opposite leg. Try to level the hips. And just get a nice stretch through your liver channel, which goes right up the center of your adductor muscles. Nice breath in there, opening the liver. When you're ready, inhale that leg up straight and strong. On the exhale, just bend the knee toward the chest and hold the belt up nice and high. We're trying to get the shin straight up and down. Just keep grounded through the opposite leg. Try to get your full footprint right up at the ceiling top. Right arm out to the side. And then keeping that knee bent and keeping it above hip height. Put the belt into the right hand, left arm out to the side. And start to just slowly take that bent leg across the midline. And go slowly until one hip comes right over the other. Reaching back through the left arm, squeezing the outer hips in. Big breath in. On the exhale, start to slowly straighten that leg. This is like a reclining revolved triangle pose. And just breathe into that. You might feel it through the hamstring or through the IT band. Take a big breath there. And then when you're ready, let's just inhale it. Take it back up straight and strong. Exhale, bend the knee and release it. Just feel the effects of opening that hip and that leg. Full effects right there on the body. Excellent. And then second side, bend both legs. This time the right one comes up. You're going to strap beneath the ball of the foot. Get full extension of that leg, full footprint on the ceiling. And then extend the opposite leg. Straight arms and straight legs. Nice deep breaths into any tightness that you might be feeling today. When you're ready, external rotation right from the top of the thigh. The toes will turn out as well. Left arm out to the side. With control, slowly lower the leg out to the side, keeping the outer hips moving in to keep the hips level. You can rest the elbow if you want, and keep dropping that right outer hip down toward your left inner ankle, energetically speaking. And reach out through both heels. When you're ready to come up, inhale nice and straight and strong. On the exhale, begin to bend the knee toward the chest, getting the shin nice and vertical and the full bottom of your foot up against the ceiling. Leveling your hips, put the belt into the left hand, right arm out to the side. Big breath in. On the exhale, start to cross the midline. Let the hips begin to stack. Coming into a little twist here. Once you've come all the way over hip, begin to straighten that right leg. Reach into the left leg as well. Taking the outer hips in. Breathing, getting length in the spine, maybe even turning to look out over the right shoulder. Nice twist here. Keeping the breath flowing smoothly and easily. With a nice big breath in, take it back up to the center, straight and strong. Exhale, bend and release. And just come into a nice little Shavasana for a moment and let go, feeling the benefits of that twist and stretch. And bending at the knees, we're just going to roll to the side and come up, coming up onto all fours. And we're just gonna, I'll do this from the side. We're just gonna take a little cat and cow from the, I'll do it from the side. Hands are beneath the shoulders, knees just under the hips. Inhaling, lifting chin, lifting tail, dropping belly. Exhale, carving tail under, dropping chin, arching the back. We could do some forward and back movements with this. Inhaling here into your cow. And exhaling into the cat. A few more of those. Limbering up the spine, getting the fluids of the spine moving. And then inhaling to tabletop position, neutral spine, curl your toes under, and exhale, lift the hips high for a nice dog. See that you're really pressing down into the knuckles, being light and gentle on your wrists. Lift the hips really high if you can. Take the tops of the thighs back. As you press into the knuckles, press your chest toward the tops of the thighs. And just release that neck. Inhale to look up between the hands. On the exhale, gently step forward until your feet land beneath your knees and your knees land right under your hips, and just hang there for a moment. Releasing any tension, softening the toes, not crunching the toes, releasing the neck, letting go. When you're ready, press into the feet, bring the hands to the tops of your thighs. Inhale up with a nice long straight spine. And then just a couple shoulder rolls. Inhale your shoulders up towards your ears, exhaling them down and back. Doing that a few times. Inhaling shoulders up toward the ears, exhaling them down and back. Good. All right, and so next we are going to use our wall a little bit. I'm just going to take this one aside for a moment. And I'm going to come next to my wall. I'm going to bring my front foot forward. Now, whichever hip is closer to the wall, you want to bring that foot forward and the opposite one back. And then you're just going to turn your hips so that you're going straight forward with both hips. So that back hip is going to be moving forward, the front hip is going to be moving back. And you're just going to bring your hands to your hips and your elbows back and come into a nice upright position. Both legs are straight and strong. And then you're going to take the hand closest to the wall and you're going to rainbow it up. And as it starts to go back, you're going to turn your belly toward the wall. And you're going to bend the arms, putting both arms, hands around shoulder height at the wall. Then you're going to press into both feet. You're going to inhale and grow taller with the spine. And then use your hands to help yourself turn toward the wall even more. Keep strong in both legs, keep upright in the torso, and twist yourself to look out over your back shoulder, any amount. Big breath here. Inhale, growing taller. Exhale, twisting more. And then when you're ready, use that back arm to rainbow your way up and out and back forward. Bend the front leg. Step forward, and then we're going to turn to the opposite side here. So, hip closest to the wall, that leg is forward. Hips dial forward, back toes are forward to like 60-degree angle. Both legs are straight, nice and strong, nice and open, elbows back. Then taking the arm that's closest to the wall, you're going to rainbow it up. Once it starts to go back, you're going to start to revolve your torso toward the wall, bringing both hands around shoulder height at the wall, maybe a little higher. Stay firm in the back leg as well. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, using those hands to twist toward the wall. Stay nice and broad if you can, broad through the shoulders as you're twisting. Using the wall as a lever to twist. Maybe eventually turning to look back over your back shoulder. Breathing here, inhale, growing taller, exhale, revolving. And when you're ready to come out, you're gonna walk and rainbow that back arm up and forward, looking forward. Bend the front knee, step forward, and gently release. Good, and just roll that out. That was a nice twist. Our next thing we're going to do is take one of our bricks and we're going to put it by the wall. And then we're going to step the feet apart so that the palms are over the feet or thereabouts. And we're going to turn our back toes in and we're going to roll the front ones out. So I'm going to mush my brick kind of right up against the wall, and it should be right behind the lower shin, right behind the ankle and lower shin. The front leg is turned all the way out, but your torso is still semi-forward. And then your hands should be touching kind of at the wall. The back pinky side of your hand should be touching the wall. When we're ready, we're going to think about our front hip here is moving toward our back hip, but our back hip is also shoring in. And we're going to get really long in the torso. We're not going to just bend over. We're going to get long and reach out as far as we can. Feeling the wall and then bringing the hand down to the brick. Now, once you've got your hand down on your brick, see if you can kind of once again straighten both legs. And then begin, you have the wall behind you, so as a support, so begin to revolve your belly up and your ribs up and your heart up, and then try to make a straight line between heaven and earth, between your lower arm and your upper arm. Equal in both feet, really extending, maybe even look up since the wall is behind you to support you. And just find an easy breath. This in itself is a nice little twist. When you're ready to come out, press into both feet and inhale, leading up with your top arm. And then turn the front foot forward. And we're just going to move the brick from one side to the other. The back toes are going to turn in, the front ones are going to turn out, the brick right behind the lower shin and back ankle. Kind of checking that your front heel is right in the middle of where your back arches, and this front leg is totally turned out. And then spreading your arms, lifting your chest. When you're ready, taking your front hip toward the back hip, but shoring this back hip in toward the front hip to elongate yourself, stretch yourself, and then bring the arm down. First, putting the hand at the hip if you want. And then coming equally into both legs. Sometimes I spread my stance a little bit more if I feel like I want to. And then really straighten both legs, elongate the torso out over that front leg. And when you're ready, sometimes bringing the hand up to the cap of the shoulder and starting to lift the shoulder up and then lift the arm up. Making that straight line between heaven and earth with your arms. Wall behind you here, see if you can bring your front hip forward and your back side back any amount as you turn the torso up and maybe even the neck up, keeping the neck in a nice natural line with the spine. Beautiful breath through the nose. When you're ready to come out, pressing into the feet, inhale, lead up with the top arm. Turn both feet to face forward and step or hop your feet together. And just take a minute to roll that out again. Rolling your shoulders. Excellent. So next we're going to come into a revolved triangle using the help of the wall. We're going to use both of our bricks for this one. You're going to have your hip closest to the wall, forward leg, and then again you're going to put a brick right kind of on either side this time of that front foot, and we're going to dial the hips forward again. Back toes are turned into 60 degrees, chest is forward, hands at the hips, elbows are back, legs are straight and strong. Ground through the back leg as you come forward until you're just about parallel with the earth. And then take your hands down to your bricks on either side of that foot. And set the hips forward again by taking your front hip back and your back hip forward. And then maybe stretch out the arm that's further from the wall just to get longer. Plant it back down. Once we're here, we're going to see if we can roll our belly toward the wall. And then just creep that arm up the wall. You can come on the fingertips. Again, one arm over the other if you can. Pressing into both feet, taking the front hip back, the back hip forward. Revolve your torso toward the wall. And just breathe. Inhale, growing longer in the torso. Exhale, revolving a little bit more if you can. And taking a breath into your revolve triangle here. When you're ready, you can creep that top arm forward and down. Resetting the hips forward, hands to the tops of the thighs. Inhale, come on up. And then exhale, bend the front knee and step forward. And we'll practice that on the other side as well. So, front foot forward, just turned around, step back. Dial the back toes forward, a brick on either side of the lower shin. Hips are coming forward. Your front hip moves back, your back hip moves forward. Baby back bend here, drop the tail, and then come forward with a long straight spine. Good. This time we're going to reach out with your hand that's furthest from the wall. Reach out and get nice and long first here. And then we're going to bring it right down to the brick. Press down into that brick. And when you're ready, we're going to start to roll the belly toward the wall. So we're going to roll it toward the wall, creep the hand closer to the wall, up the wall. And start to straighten it any amount. Keep straightening both legs. Keep squeezing the outer hips in and revolve your torso toward the wall. Into a nice revolve triangle. Keep grounding through the back edge of the back foot, outer edge of the back foot. And maybe look up, take a breath. When you're ready, creep the front top arm forward, bringing it down to your brick. Reset your spine nice and long here. Pass into the feet and hands to the hips coming up. We're going to gently bend the front leg and step forward and just release that. Good. Rolling the shoulders out again. Maybe rolling the hips out again. All right. And then we're going to take this next into a Ardha Chandrasana pose. So with this pose, we're going to have the, once again, put your brick, we're going to put it about 1.5 feet above where we are. Your front leg is the one that's going to be closest to the wall again. Your back leg doesn't have to be so far back this time, a small stance. And we're going to just sort of bend that front knee. And we're just going to bend that knee. We're going to place our hand down on the brick. We're going to be nice and close to the wall here. And then with the brick under the shoulder, you're just going to lift that back leg up. You can let yourself kind of use the wall a little bit here as a guide. So you might want to have that foot nice and as close as you can comfortably to the wall, maybe 1 inch or 2 from it. And you're going to take a minute to lift up in that back leg. And you're going to take a minute to straighten your standing leg. As you're straightening your standing leg, you're going to stack your hips. So nice to have the wall to rest your head back on, trying to get your head in line with your spine. The standing leg is externally rotating. That means the inner thigh is rolling back toward the wall behind you. And then can you make a nice straight line with your arms? And can you just rest here and be strong here? And breathe here. Nice deep breath in. When you're ready to come out, you're just going to gently bend the standing leg. You're going to bring the brick back by the foot a little bit and land. Maybe you can even come into a little triangle pose. And then come on up. Good. And then turn both feet to face forward, step our happy feet together, and we'll do the second side. So, I'm gonna turn out. When I talk about external rotation in this front leg, you're thinking about the top of your femur bone in its socket rolling out. So it's rolling sort of back toward the wall here. This leg doesn't have to be too far back to start with. I'm gonna bend. I'm gonna have this foot pretty close to the wall for support, about an inch. I'm gonna bend my knee. I'm gonna place my brick about 1.5 feet above. And then, oops, I'm gonna just think about lifting up my back leg first. I'm gonna lift up that back leg. And I'm gonna start to straighten my standing leg. See if I can find my heel at the wall. Try to bring it up to the height of my hip. And then stack my hips. And then maybe I can bring my arm up and find the wall. Maybe I can bring my head back toward the wall. And just breathe here. Find a little bit of rest if you can. Roll your heart up a little more maybe. Maybe even look up if you can. When you're ready to come out, you're gonna reach back with the top arm. You're gonna bend the standing leg and you're gonna gracefully, if you can, step back, bringing the brick back with you. Maybe opening up into triangle pose for a moment. Elongating into your triangle pose. And then press into the feet and inhale to come up. Turn both feet to face forward and step our happy feet together. And just roll the shoulders out for a minute. Good, so that was really good. Some nice standing poses, some nice twisting there in our standing poses. Let's just take a nice seated twist for a minute. So let's put our bricks together, make ourselves a little seat, and sit right upon it. And then straighten the legs out, and we'll bend the left leg and just sit up nice and straight with that bent. And then let's just take that left arm behind us onto the fingertips, walking the fingertips in close to the buttocks, and inhale up through the right arm, twist toward the bent leg and hook the elbow on the outside of the knee. Squeeze the outer hips in, walk that back hand in toward the butt, and inhale and get a little taller. Exhale, revolve yourself, maybe to look out back over the shoulder into another nice little twist. Squeezing out any toxins. Big breath in. Exhale slowly back to the center, releasing that leg. We'll bend the opposite leg. Let's take the arm behind us, walk those fingertips in to get tall. Inhale up with the left arm, roll it and hook it if you can. Inhale to grow taller. The knee is going against the elbow and the elbow against the knee to help you revolve more. With each inhalation, you grow taller. With each exhalation, you revolve and twist to look back over the shoulder. Nice big breath in. Exhale slowly back to the center. Good, and then let's just forward fold here for a minute. So come flat on your butt and cross your legs. And then let's just take your bricks right out in front of you actually, and have your hands on your bricks. Take a big breath in, and on the exhale, just slide your bricks forward. Yes. Inhale, pull them back a little to lift the chest. Exhale, slide them forward. This is such a good outer hip stretch after the work that we did in our hips. Inhale, pull them back. Lift the chest. Exhale, go forward. And then inhale to come back up. And we'll just change the cross of the legs to stretch the opposite hip a little more. Inhale, growing tall. Exhaling forward. Inhale, pull back and lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, pull back, lift chest up. Exhale, forward. One more time. And elongate the neck and the whole entire back. Breathe into the outer hips. Inhale to come up. Good. And then exhale, we're going to come into Shavasana, our final rest. So take a moment to lie down on your mat. Let's slowly lower ourselves down to Shavasana so we work our core a little bit. Oh, yes, 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 yes. And once you land down there, just elongate the spine one last time. Widen your legs, the length of your mat. Let the arms come by the side, 45-degree angle. The shoulder blades moving down, the back. Maybe just let the head gently move from side to side for a minute, releasing any remaining tension in the neck. Bringing that into stillness, balance, right in the center of the skull. And just let the head become heavy as it melts right onto the mat, like a heavy bowling ball dropping back. Let the eyes move inward and soften. The ears move inward and soften. Let the tongue root back towards your heart. Allowing the tongue to rest right in the center of the lower palate. Allowing the tongue to practice Shavasana. Releasing your throat and your neck. Softening the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the fingers. Releasing the upper back, middle back, and lower back. Softening the belly, softening the hips, buttocks, thighs, calves, feet, toes. Allowing your whole body to surrender onto the mat, melting, softening, opening, resting, being. In this state of resting, just opening your heart, softening your heart to forgiveness. I'll read a little bit from the Cherokee Feast of Days. Other people have problems the same way we do. If they get loud about them, we don't have to react. Resistance makes difficult times even more difficult to handle. It helps not to threaten, but to let things cool down naturally. The Cherokee word for this is to haige se sti, making peace or peace for the earth. Forgiveness seems to be a necessity for so many things that are wrong. Forgiveness never degrades, but elevates, and is not to let someone else get away with something, but to free ourselves from an entanglement. It frees us from bitter resentment that can make us sick and can help heal the sickness if it is already there. Eventually, it makes us glad that we did not react, doing and saying things for which we would later be sorry. Just as you rest there for a moment, just opening to forgiveness, to the disentanglement of your energies, to anything that has hurt you or transgressed you, so that you can move into a state of freedom around this. It's a letting go. The opening to the return to the state before the transgression occurred. It's an opening to freedom, and to peace. Breathing into my heart, I forgive. Breathing out into the world, I am set free. Breathing into my heart, I soften. Breathing out into the world, a deep peace. And then just bringing one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Just feeling as you inhale how the belly rises and the breath rises from the belly up to the heart. And as you exhale, just feeling how the heart releases and the belly releases, and you let go. And then when you're ready, just gently bending at your knees. Lift your right arm up and roll onto your right side, creating a little pillow for your head to rest there for a moment. Being held by the earth beneath you as you always are, so generously held and loved. And when you're ready, use an in-breath to press up to a seat, allowing your head to be the very last thing to come up. Leading with your heart. And finding a seat where the spine can be straight. And then with great gratitude, we'll just take our hands to our heart and gently bow our head to our heart, surrendering our mind to that place of deep wisdom and deep knowing and deep peace. And may the peace that we've cultivated within today through our practicing together go out into the world 10,000 times to all who are in need of peace. The love in me salutes the love in each of you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today and allowing me to guide you through this practice. Namaste. Thank you so much. Until we meet again.